Hi, I thought today maybe I would give you a little preview of what I'm going to be working on in this next coming up video. And that is this card. What we're going to be working on is stamping in color. This is the finished card, and I didn't finish it at the very end in terms of putting it together, adding a little bit of border to the, inking the edges or coloring some of the images. So I thought I'd give you a little close-up of what some of the coloring it is that I did do. And I colored in this flower with a colored pencil. I also colored the centers of these flowers. I added some highlights by using a little bit darker pencil on some of the, like the bluebells, I used a darker blue. And I added a little bit of brown to the center of the dandelion. And I colored in the orange one. And again, I added a little bit of darker color to the purple looking flowers. The other thing I wanted to show you is a little bit of the butterfly, or not butterflies, but the bees. And I colored those in with a glitter pen, a glitter gel pen. And I also colored in the wings of the bees. So I thought I'd just give you a little quick look at what we're going to end up doing today. Let's get started. Hi, this is Bonnie, and today I just feel like playing, and I'm not really sure how everything's going to be, so I don't know if you want to go on that adventure with me, but these are some of the things that I've pulled out. I've pulled out a lot of the florals from Fairy Hugs. This one is called Bluebells, and my intention is to use them all, but I might not as we're going. This one is Dandelion. And this one is called Fantasy Flowers. This one is called Clovers. This one is called Wildflowers. And then this one is from the Thank You set. And there's several in here I'm considering to use as fillers. So I'm gonna stamp with color. Usually I stamp with black and then I add pencil or something. But today, I'm just gonna, I just feel like playing. I don't have any major things. I have an idea. I want to put some flowers across. That's my intention, but not really sure how it's all going to play out. So I thought maybe you'd like to come along and play and just do this yourself when you're in the mood for just doing something for fun. So I'm using VersaFine Clair for all of these stamping. And this one's Paradise, and I'm doing the Paradise one because I thought it looked like the Bluebell color. And I really thought about if I wanted to do twice the color, like, whoops, I have to move that a little bit. Like, if I wanted green for the petals or the stem and the leaves. And I think I don't want to make it complicated today. I just feel like just playing. So I hope some days you feel like just playing and consider doing that yourself. So again, this is Bluebells, and there's two versions, sizes rather, of Bluebells. There's this large size and then there's a small size. And I might add the smaller one as I get going. It's going to kind of be like a little lineup of flowers, and that's it. That's my plan. And I think I missed that little bit of a, nope, I did, I got everything. And you can just see how pretty, just simply all by themselves, they're just a really pretty detailed stamp. So that's the Bluebell. And the next one I think I'm not really quite sure. I'm gonna kind of like audition my little flowers here as to what I want to add next. I think I'm gonna, I need to pull that up so you can see that a little bit better, what I'm doing. I think I'm going to go ahead and add these clovers. And actually, to be quite honest with you, I think the clovers would be really nice in a kind of a purpley color, maybe. Although sometimes they're kind of green. You know what? I'm just going to add the green. Like I said, I'm just going for it. This is Rainforest. And I got to pull my little stamp out. I don't know what color the clovers are where you are, but I know here the blooms kind of have a white, purpley look to them. But to me, they're predominantly green, but the bloom does have a white and purple. And I might add just maybe a tad bit purple to the end of this just for fun. We'll try that out. But I knew I was going to need to add some green in here somehow. So let's do that. Let's pull out some of the purple. I have Monarch. I think Monarch would be good. Let's go with that. So I've got the purple, or I've got the Rainforest. Isn't that what that? Yeah, I think so. Yep, that was Rainforest. Yep, I have a little bit of Rainforest. I think to the very end of to the end of this stamp, I'm just gonna put a little bit of purple. And again, because I tipped my ink pad, I'm gonna have to wipe that off. Okay. Let's just add a little bit of purple to the end. It's not really bright, but it does. You can see it. It's kind of pretty. Maybe if I added, I don't think I can add anything lighter on top of that when it's that dark. So we're just going to go for that. And I need to cover some of these up a minute. I'm going to get all confused with what's what. All right, so I think I'm going to go ahead and do the Dandelion. I think, let's see, yeah, that'll be right across next to this one. And I think I need a different color green for that one. Let's see what we have. I think, oh, I know which one would work really good. This isn't really green, it's called Golden Meadow, but it's got really a really nice green cast, I think, to it, which would work really good for a dandelion. So let's go with that. I do need some color on here, but I think that's the perfect one for that. Okay. You'll be able to see how these all really stamp too, which is also really kind of fun just to be able to play with all your stamps. All right, so let's see, what's the next one that I have that I want to try? I need some pink, I'm thinking, so let's pull out, I think I'm going to pull out the Wildflowers. I think that would be really, really good. I should have had that setting here and I didn't. All right, I'm looking. There, well, no, that's not. Well, you know what? I think I'm just going to go with the Fantasy Flowers instead. My Fantasy Flowers are going to be the pink color. And the thing that's really nice about this, and I've showed you this before, whoops, gotta turn it the other way, is that you can bend these because the stem on it is so cool. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to bend that stem a little bit further. I need some room here. I'm running out of space. Okay, let's see if that's two turned. Nope, that works pretty good. But then not so bumpy though. There we go. Well, now one piece has a little bump in it in terms of not being as straight as I want. It's curved. There we go. All right, so I am going to be using the calming, or the charming, I thought it said calming, charming pink. Not so calming. All right. Yep, that looks really good. So this is definitely a color palette of VersaFine. So you can even see how your colors actually even go together when you go to stamp. All right, I need to see if I can also find that. I don't know what I did with that wildflower. So So I might have to end up pulling that out in a minute or two, but I thought for sure it was on. I thought it was on this. All right, sometimes I think I have something that I don't have. Alrighty, so we're gonna start building. I think I'm gonna stay on this side for right now, although I really wanna add this over here. And I think I can. I can move this paper a little bit. It's gonna be slow going today because like I said, this is how I play. I don't really have a set thing I wanna do. I do know I'm gonna have to put something down here. So this is still gonna be, I'm gonna keep it with a pink for that one. I think that works. And I'm gonna have to eventually find out what I did with my wildflowers. All right. That looks really good. Okay, I think I'm gonna go ahead and pull something from the thank you set, seeing as I've got that sitting here. And I think that's gonna be too, not big enough. I need something that will fit in here, but this curves around that one really, really nicely. So, in terms of color, I think because I've got the dandelion over here, I'm thinking, well, I don't want to be too symmetrical. So, I thought I had one more color green too here, and I don't see it. Let me check. Nope, that must be, I thought I had, I know I have, oh, there it is. There we go. I do have more greens. So let's see. I don't know if I want green oasis. That's too green for me for right now. So we're gonna go with Shady Lane. Yeah, Shady Lane's good. So I hope honestly this encourages you just to go ahead and pull out your floral stamps and just stamp away and see what you can come up with. Okay, that's really kind of fun. And then just to kind of like mix and match the colors. You can see how pretty that looks. I think it needs a little bit more ink. And the one leaves right there, so stamp it again. Okay. All right, that looks really good. All right, I'm probably gonna have to stay with that color if I put that one in again. So, let's see, what else do we have? Okay, this one's really good from the thank you set. And that would probably fit really nicely there. So we're gonna go ahead and put that right there. And I'm going to use, this time, I'm gonna use Summertime. Yeah. There really is quite a nice selection of colors. They just tend to be, they're not pastel per se. That one's a little bright though. That one's kind of pretty. It's definitely bright. And you can actually still color these in. That would even tone it down just a little bit if I want to tone it down. All right, and then I also have, there's really several in this thank you set that's really super. I think I'm gonna do this one, which is, it could be a Black-Eyed Susan or it can be a daisy. And I'm going to be using Cheerful. And it's also a fairly bright color. But it's got a green cast to it when I put it on. This is the first time that I've used a couple of these colors. I wanted to see what they looked like too. Now that one's a little bit too light to me. I think I want that more defined. So I am going to go with the, what was that one we had before? I'm looking for it. There it is. It's hiding. Hiding. All right, I'm going to go ahead and use the, I need to remember these names. Golden Meadow. It's just like the one that I used for the Dandelion. But because I do not think that the Cheerful is dark enough for me, for what I'm trying to do. Yeah, I like that a lot better. That works. Alrighty, so let's see here. What else do we have? Well, we've got some berries in there that would work really great. And we're going to put some of those berries there. And I think I am going to use the Monarch. This thank you set is super to, it adds really a lot, I think, to the, to making floral arranging. So I'm probably going to go over a little bit further, but I'm going to pull this back over here and work over here for a minute. And I think I am going to use, I think I'm going to put some more purple over here. And in fact, I think I'm going to use that same, I think that'll work really good. There we go. Like I said, I just felt like playing today and wanted just to do a bunch of stamping. This is not going to be the final look of my card. Again, like I said, at the very beginning, I'll have a picture, and I'll also have, I also always put everything I make on my blog, and my blog is Grandma Bonnie's Place, and you can always find information there. Let's see here. So I need to add, I think, a little bit of that orange, and I think I'm going to use this other one for the orange. I do want to balance it a little bit. And this again is in the thank you set. And I need my orange. As bright as that is, like I said, I could really come in there, like I said, with a colored pencil and tone that down just a little bit in the openings, because that works. All right, so we're going to take a look, and I am going to figure out what I'm going to do for the rest of that, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I found my flower that I was looking for. And I'm going to be putting that over on this side. And I am going to be using a different color called Purple Delight. Haven't used this one yet, I don't think. I know I'm going to have to balance that a little bit over on this other side, I'm afraid. So that one works out really, really well. And then the next one I'm going to put right underneath that. And I'm going to have to move my tape a little bit up. All right, and I'm going to put this on here again from the thank you. And I am going to use that same color, the Shady Lane, that I used before. Okay, that works out there. And then I'm going to work on this other side. See if I can get that part finished off on that side. But I am going to have to move this over because my paper, I didn't even tell you, I forgot to tell you the size of my paper is a little bit bigger than my stamping platform. I made it 9 inches wide. So just a tad bit bigger. All right, I think I got that set back up. And I'm going to go ahead, I think I'm going to do the dandelion, but I wasn't sure because of the color. Because I really wanted to stay, you know, with that, but I didn't actually want it to be symmetrical in terms of what it is. But I think in this case, I just might go for it because I really do want it to be different than the dandelion. Sometimes I wish that they went in different directions, but they don't. I think that's going to work though. I think we'll get that to work. All right. I wasn't sure about this on this side till I saw what it was going to look like. I was going to use a dandelion, but I think I'm going to wait. And I'm going to do that same color again. I'm going to do the Purple Delight. All right. And now for the big decision. I'm really not overly excited about it looking too symmetrical because to me flowers, unless you plant them that way, really aren't all that symmetrical. And if I put this here, it's the same color that's over there, and then it would go over this. So I need to do something a little bit different, and that's where my dilemma is a little bit. And I think the blueberries are, I really wanted to add a little bit more blue, but I don't think it's going to be there. And I don't think it's going to be that. I think I'm going to go ahead and add another one. But even that doesn't fit in there. See how you have to figure all these things out when you're doing it? And that's kind of like how it goes. And that's how I do it when I'm playing for real. So let's see, there was one I hadn't used yet from the Fantasy Flowers. That could really kind of like go in there because I can kind of bend that around a little bit and add the pink. Can overlap, I don't care, nothing. Oh yeah, there's some that's overlapped. Let's do that. Let's just go ahead and add that pink again. And that pink is the Charming Pink. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. And I think I'm even going to leave the stem the way it is. I'm not going to manipulate that. Okie dokie. All right. Now, we've got that all kind of like laid out that way, and then if you just look at it, you can see where it needs some places of filler. And I think that's what I'm going to do, is I'm just going to add some filler with what I have, and that is going to be from the thank you set, I think, as well. And I'm just going to start adding a lot of this throughout, and I think that works. And I need to get that off. And I think I'm just going to plain and simply use, I think looking at the colors, I think I'm still going to use the Shady Lane. And that's because I want a little bit of green filler along the bottom. And I think I'm just going to stamp across and fill that in, just like that. And I think that works. And then there's a couple of things you can do for the top. You can put a sentiment up there. You can actually get out your circle die cut, like I do on a lot of occasions, and I make a moon halo, and you could actually do that up there very simply. But like I said, the sentiment would work really well. You can think in terms of Mother's Day. In the United States, our Mother's Day is in May, but in the United Kingdom, I know that theirs is at the end of March. So that's coming up pretty quick. And to get ready to make something that would be really pretty with all the flowers for Mother's Day. So I think that works really well for the filler. So that thank you set has worked out really, really well for filling in a lot of things. The other thing I could do up there, which would be really kind of pretty, the thank you set comes with a butterfly and it comes with a hummingbird, but we also have bees. Fairy Hugs has bees, and those would also work really well with these flowers. So I'm just about done adding that greenery. And I think when I go ahead and put my picture at the beginning of the video, I will take some close-ups of some of the, how I colored in some of it so you can see that even a little bit better. But let's take a look, just like I would if I was really doing this, and see what we think about the bees, or if we want a sentiment up at the top. So I'm going to go ahead and pull some of those out so you can see the choices we can have. Okay, so I decided on a sentiment, and there was two choices. And the way I stamped it, I could have done a birthday wish for you, would have fit really well right there. And also right here, this one fits as well. But I decided to go with the Stardust Magic sentiment from Fairy Hugs. I don't know why, but it's one of my favorites. And it seems to fit really well in that space. So, and in this case, I know I've used color for everything else, but the sentiment is going to be in black. Nocturne. VersaFine Clair Nocturne. Okay. And that just seemed to fit right in that space really well. And then I did decide to add, I'm going to add a few bees. Yeah, I hope that didn't mess that up too much. Try that again. Hopefully my paper didn't move too drastically. We'll have a bit of a shadow. Yep, that worked out fine. Again, the stamping platform usually saves me. All right, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go with these bees. And I had just set that right here to show you how the bees would work, and I don't know where I put them. All right, so, well, I have one little bee. I'm going to go ahead and put that bee on to show you. This one is going to be going in this direction. And again, I'm just going to go ahead and use the Nocturne. I think maybe, I'm going to look for my bees. I'll be right back. Okay, you're going to think this is really funny, but the reason I couldn't find this, it was stuck to the underneath part of this, and it took me a little bit to try to find it. So, now that I have found it, it does really help me to have, to figure out where I want to put them on here. So, I know that I'm going to be putting that there. I'm not really sure about the big one, so that's why I was kind of hesitating. So I wanted to go ahead and stamp one first, which will help me decide where the other ones will go. And it helps me when I can have that acetate that comes with the stamps. and that's why I was looking for it. So that needs a little bit more ink. I need to be refilling my ink pad again because I just got through stamping a lot of cards last week. So that worked out there. All right. I appreciate you guys sticking around when I'm kind of like mumbling about what I'm doing here. Okay, so I'm going to put the larger one, I think, up here at the top. All right. It's good to know that when people, do these videos and whatnot, they do a lot of cutting out and talking over, but this is how it kind of like really goes, as you know, when you are making cards. Doesn't matter who you are. There's nothing that's really perfect. Let's just put it that way. So it's good to see that this is how things really go. And like I said, it really helps me to see how this all plays out when I make a decision. And even when I get done with a video sometimes, I have a little bit of a time to think about, if I've not made it before, I have some time to think about if there's something I want to add to it that I did not do in the video. Whereas a lot of people probably wouldn't do that at all if it wasn't in the video. So I think I know they say to do things in threes, and I really like that. And like I said, I might add like a little bit of a sun there. I am not sure, I'll be honest with you. Let's see. Because I don't think I want that many bees on here. Oh, that one would be super cute. They'd be cute by each other. I think that's super cute. I don't know if I'm just going to throw out the whole threes. Let's just see. I know I want that one there. It looks cute. Needs a little bit more ink. All right. I don't know. I kind of like it just the way that is, I think. The only thing I would think of adding, but it would be too much to add the butterfly, but the butterfly would have been cute in this whole format too. So I'm going to go ahead and take that off for you to see. And I just want to, again, thank you for stopping by and just sitting here and watching me do some playing. I hope that really encouraged you to do some of your own playing. I had not used a lot of these inks before, so that's really kind of fun to see how that all turned out. You can see how the Fairy Hugs flowers like all work really well together. That's not even all of the ones that we have, but I thought that would make a really kind of pretty card. And like I said, I'll have all of the information in the description below in terms of what I used and the colors and the links. Thanks so much for stopping by.